But the idea that there's like some sort of like top-down management aspect to a bunch of sharks killing things in a dungeon.
How many dungeons do you have to play through before you find out which dungeon is actually the darkest?
The game specifies which dungeon is indeed the darkest dungeon from the get-go. That is to say, the darkest dungeon is indeed the darkest dungeon.
You bring in the technicians with their lux meters.
You count the number of lumens in each particular dungeon and find that the darkest dungeon is in fact the darkest dungeon. And sometimes you open a book and you catch syphilis. Just like in real life.
I hate when that happens to me personally.
God, I've gotten syphilis like 6 times. I've completely given up on reading. It's not worth it. You know, always fun stuff, like going to the fucking the whorehouse and coming back with like Black Death. That doesn't actually happen anymore, but it used to.
To be like, I decided to modify an N from the Darkest Dungeon logo to make the Sharkest Dungeon, and now it's the Snarkest Dungeon logo. You go in, you serve enemies with your witty repartee.
It's like Darkest Dungeon, except there's no health bar, it's only the stress bar. Enemies, instead of hurting you, they'll just sarcastically comment on your outfit and personality until
Okay, question. Is this Darkest Dungeon but high school edition? So you're like extra nervous about your appearance, so they're very snarky, and you're just like, oh, my stress levels.
Yeah, like the quirks will be replaced with various personality flaws or traits, positive and negative. Like one of the worst things you can get is like low self-confidence. So when people burn you, it hurts really bad.
Crying status effect makes you miss more because you can't see past the tears.
Exactly.
This was going to be a really easy choice for me until Eve said Sharkest Dungeon.
The Sharkest Dungeon.
I'm thinking we should call it Dungeon Eater.
No, Sharkest Dungeon.
No, it's got to be Sharkest Dungeon. My heart's set on it now.
Man Dungeons, that's a good one.
Like, so into a roguelike dungeon crawler where you are sharks, and the dungeons are shark dungeons.
Do go on, Duncan.
It's the gritty spin-off from SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's like a bad end where SpongeBob lost the battle for Bikini Bottom.
Yeah.
Liking this.
A roguelike dungeon crawler where you, like, eat your enemies and then get stronger. Actually, you know, that kind of works because you eat enemies, you get, like, gross side effects. Oh, man, sharks don't have hands, so they just carry everything around in their tummies. They just eat everything. So if they eat like an ooze and then they swallow gold, the ooze just like stays in their tummy eating all your gold.
Ugh, gross.
But why does a shark want gold?
Maybe a shark doesn't want gold. Maybe you have a person who's like controlling the sharks.
Some sort of veritable shark overlord.
I mean, no, that's
someone
really...
has to manage the sharkest economy.
That's really easy because if it's framed as in... So, if it's framed as in, hey, you lost all this treasure at the bottom of the ocean and the only way to get it back is to send in your trained team of sharks.
Trained team of sharks? What if your management is, like, set up around, like, Shark Tank?
Okay, so you can't do that, and the reason you can't do that is that the game has to have a boss that is the Shark Tank, that is a shark in a tank.
I don't know, I feel like it could be worth it.
Got it. Okay. So you're not sharks. You go into a dungeon to kill sharks. And your team's called SEAL Team 6.
There we go. And then, like, the end of the dungeon, you have to fight some sort of shark Osama bin Laden.
Sharksama Bin Laden.
Can we get Obama in on this?
Do you think I cut a thing real quick, like a 10-second thing, to send to him on Twitter? I was like, hey, Obama. Our CFO thinks you're going to be really into this shark dungeon crawling game.
Slide into Obama's DMs. Hey, who knows? Maybe Obama plays Darkest Dungeon on his iPad all the time. Who's to say?
Yeah, no, that's fair. He could. We don't know what he does with his iPad.
Oh, yeah, that shark looks real cheeky and confused.
I like the leper armor. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Here's a question that probably nobody should Google. Can sharks get leprosy?
Okay, Google. Oh, damn. Sometimes I trip Daryl's okay, Google, like,
yeah.
This is a slut.
Okay, I have sent this question out to the internet.
Whoa! What if they backtrace you? Yeah, what if Big Shark comes after you? What if you accidentally blow the lid on the shark leprosy conspiracy? Your theoretical Darkest Dungeon game, you're trying to find out whether or not you can have a leper class and for it to make sense.
I'm glad my dumb picture has aroused your mind.
Mind is very aroused. What looks really urgent?
I mean, there's
this one
only
looks
so
really
much
urgent.
mileage you can get out of Yahoo questions that are help, help, I'm being eaten by a shark, what do I do?
A shark got me per Ganon. What do? I'm just baffled by people who go on Yahoo Answers with like legitimate information and give like real answers. Why would you ever do this? Is like the opposite of what you're supposed to be doing here. You're supposed to be like, I think shark nets are cool. I
think Duke Nukem could beat up a shark net.
Could Goku break up a shark net? If Goku was a shark, what kind of shark would he be?
You just come back to Yahoo Answers every week with like, would Goku win in a fight against 4 shark nets? 5 shark nets? 7
6
shark nets?
How many shark nets would it take to restrain Goku?
So what's the deal with your shark having the whatever tastes?
Oh, deviant tastes.
A shark with a horribly uncomfortable sexual proclivity.
Yeah.
A shark that wants to fuck humans.
Yeah, he doesn't want to eat them. He wants to fuck them.
He can't go in the shark brothel anymore because he keeps insisting all the girl sharks dress up in human clothes. Has anyone ever made your heart feel dark as a dungeon? I don't know. Let's find out. The top answer by Dizcat from a decade ago. Only me. We all live according to our own agendas. So my reaction to other actions has sometimes put me in the dark dungeon.
Wow, that's deep, man.
That's some high-level philosophy.
Yeah.
Yahoo Answers again. Is Twin Peaks a movie about breasts?
What?
That's the whole question.
What?
That's the whole question.
What?
I think we have enough material to start our own Yahoo Answers.
The whole thing seems to be framed as sort of like a Duck Dynasty-esque sort of documentary thing.
What's in this crossover game? Duck Dynasty Warriors. That was...
Dynasty Warriors, where you fight ducks.
But surely the warriors are the ducks.
Oh yeah, you get like those cheesy Dynasty
No!
Warriors character introductions, but it's like fucking Uncle Pete from the fucking Duck Dynasty family with his like can of beer and his like shitty beard,